the gun, and then we'll go.
We'll never surrender.
Skin boots on a Saturday night.
Hello guys, this is the Gaming Revolution here and welcome back to an all new Revelations video, and today I'm going to be going over what could potentially be the first step for the super across the map Easter egg for DLC 4 Revelations. So obviously after we've gotten the final cutscene for Revelations, there's been heavy debate about this super Easter egg that was indeed found within the code, and a lot of people have been thinking for quite some time now that after we would have completed the Revelations Easter egg, there would then be an across the map Easter egg where we have to complete steps in all of the previous maps in order to create some sort of other ending on Revelations. Essentially with the fact that the ending simply completes and repeats the reoccurring cycle that has been going on for eons. The characters obviously turn into Primus, and then thousands of years later, if not millions, then obviously Origins would take place and the entire Black Ops 3 zombie storyline would take place all over once again. We obviously know at this point now that the Revelations Easter egg ending was the wrong ending. Primus failed, we failed, we started the cycle once again, Dr. Monty tricked us into starting the cycle once again, and somehow we need to break that cycle. Whether that means we have to defeat Dr. Monty. And that's very well what this super Easter egg could entitle. Now if you've been querying about the fact whether there is a super Easter egg or not, I've just posted a 20+ minute long video giving all of the evidence as to why I definitely think there will be a super Easter egg, and that will be linked down in this video's description. I highly doubt that there's not going to be this super Easter egg, because if that is the case and this is the only ending for Revelations, what that would mean is in the next Treyarch Zombies installment, their next game, it would mean that we're just going to play and repeat the cycle once again. But this time we would probably break it, and I can't see Treyarch just repeating the storyline once again in another game. In my personal opinion, I think the super Easter egg isn't currently in the game, but I think once it's released on Xbox and PC, that's only once we're going to be able to complete this super Easter egg. So what I think could potentially be the first step for completing this super Easter egg is in fact the dead Margwa heart within Shadows of Evil. We've obviously known about this from since the game was released, and how you obtain this dead Margwa heart is you need to progress in the main Easter egg for Shadows of Evil, and what you need to do is you need to kill some purple Margwas, and the dead Margwa heart will drop on the ground, and you simply need to go up to it in order to acquire that dead Margwa heart. And the reason why I think this is the first step for the super Easter egg is because data miners have found out that when you pick up this dead Margwa heart, it registers that you have picked it up within the game files, so for the rest of eternity the game knows that you've gotten that dead Margwa heart. And as he said, a lot of people are thinking that this is going to be a big across the map super Easter egg, so we would have to do steps on each of the maps. So we would have to go back to Shadows of Evil, The Giant, Der Eisendrache, Zetsubou no Shima and Gorod Krovi, and then finally Revelations in order to complete this super Easter egg, if it is an across the map Easter egg. Now also something which I thought was very interesting in regards to this dead Margwa heart. So the Decryptor Fixer posted a cipher over on Reddit, which was then solved very soon thereon after, and part of this cipher read as follows: use the worm, get the real AS, now let's wait for everyone to get the map, and get super. Now, people have two meanings for this. AS could either stand for Ancient Staffs or Ancient Staves, depending on how you want to call them, or it could stand for Real APOTHICON Servants. Now, it's more than likely standing for Real APOTHICON Servants, in my own personal opinion. Although we do see the staffs in the Revelations Easter egg ending, it doesn't seem like they are playable from the looks of it, but it would make sense if there's a way for us to get another upgraded version of the APOTHICON Servant, and this could be what the dead Margwa heart is in regards to. Maybe we have to use this dead Margwa heart in order to get some sort of special version of the APOTHICON Servant that's a different version from the upgraded version that we have on Revelations. Now, I don't know whether this real APOTHICON Servant is going to be a new upgrade on Shadows of Evil, or whether it's going to be a new upgrade on Revelations. It's too hard to say, but as he said, this is going to be a super Easter egg, so we're going to have to do these steps across all of the maps. Now, he says we're going to have to wait for everyone to get the map and get super, essentially hinting that the super Easter egg won't be available until it's out on Xbox and PC. So What this is also hinting at is maybe we can get this real Apothicon servant now. Maybe it's been added with Revelations and we can get this real Apothicon servant now. As he said, I don't know whether that would be on Shadows or whether it would be on Revelations, but I'm confident it's got something to do with his dead Margwa heart, as he said, it works similar to the nav cards from Black Ops 2, so it would make complete sense. So maybe we have to get this new version of the Apothicon servant, and then we have to do steps in all of the maps as a collective whole in order to complete this big super Easter egg, but somehow this real Apothicon servant ties into it somehow. Now it also says use the worm, so we're probably going to have to get some sort of gate worm in order to do this. We do obviously have the gate worms for completing all of the previous Easter eggs, however in the actual Easter egg on Revelations, gate worms were involved, but I'm pretty sure they weren't the ones that we collected from the previous map, so maybe that's what, so maybe the gate worms from the previous maps will tie into this in some way, shape or form, but I'd like to know your thoughts in the comment section down below. In the ending of Revelations, we reverted back to premise, we restarted the cycle, and Samantha said on Origins that we must close the loop. We need to close off this cycle put forth by Dr. Monty. We need to stop Dr. Monty, and I think now that we've gained a bit of knowledge from the Revelations Easter egg, I think now we're going to have a better understanding, and I think we're going to have to repeat through the maps as if the cycle has repeated itself once again, and this cycle has been repeating itself for an eternity, if not infinity. And I think now that we've gained this knowledge, we're going to have to go back through the old maps, and we're going to have to do things on those maps differently to what we did before to change the storyline and to change history and to defeat Dr. Monty, because I think Dr. Monty is a godlike figure. However, I don't think he's all that good. I think he's making us think he's definitely good, but I don't think he is. And obviously in the Revelations Easter egg ending, the characters had massive disappointments on their faces as if they knew they followed the wrong path and they shouldn't have trusted Dr. Monty. Maybe there is indeed another use of the blood vials, because they used the blood vials so that they didn't fade from existence because it was from a crossed off universe, but then Dr. Monty just turned them into premise. But the thing is with this ending is that Dr. Monty seems like he cares more about his world, this perfect world, than the actual people themselves, which is why I don't think he is God. I think he's like God, but I don't think he is God. And the Shadow Man does say that he is in fact the devil. I think he may be lying about that. Obviously, the Shadow Man was trying to manipulate the characters into trusting the Shadow Man, but also the Shadow Man does say, he basically gives away the ending. He says that the characters would simply cease to exist, and that's exactly what happens in the ending. And obviously, we also hear the quote regarding the fact that Dr. Monty and the Shadow Man seem to have been one person. It seems like they were used to be one entity, as we hear the quote about the worm as if they used to be one entity and then they were chopped off into two, and most likely both are evil in some way, shape or form. We just don't know which one's the most evil. And I think the dead Margwa hat is going to be the first stage of completing this super Easter egg, because we obviously know under the map on Shadows of Evil in Theta we have duplicates of all of the different parts of the weapon. So is it not possible that for this super Easter egg there's a way to upgrade the Apothicon servant within Shadows of Evil? Now I know Jason Blundell did say that the Shadows of Evil, or should I say the Apothicon servant, is not upgradable in Shadows of Evil, and obviously we can upgrade it within Revelations. However, that we can just disregard that now, because he said that months ago and things could have changed by then. They could have added new stuff in, but as he said, I think we're only going to be able to do this super Easter egg once it's out on Xbox and PC, just because it's then fair for everyone, because obviously they have all the other maps as well, so they should be able to take part in hunting for this Easter egg, in my own personal opinion. So maybe the first stage to this Easter egg is upgrading the Apothicon servant within Shadows of Evil, and then we have to do something else, because obviously the dead Margwa heart works like the nav card within Black Ops 2. I definitely think we're going to have to end this loop, and we're going to end this loop by going back through all of the old maps and completing Easter egg steps in all of those old maps in order to unlock another ending on Revelations. But as he said, if you want to know more information about that, I will have a link to a video down in this video's description that goes over all of the evidence surrounding that, such as the fact that in the trailer there was like Peter McCain in the trailer, they showed the Shadow Man electrocuting Richtofen, and all of this stuff is not seen within Revelations, which leads me to believe there is indeed a second ending after we do this super Easter egg. I don't think that the katana is the only across the map Easter egg. I think it would make complete sense for us to go back to all of the old maps and stop this cycle that has been going off for an eternity. I mean, it makes complete sense. Samantha, we have not seen Samantha this whole time apart from in the house, and we've heard multiple quotes that have been saying that we need to protect the children, we need to save the children. However, in the Revelations Easter egg ending, we don't save the children at all. All that happens is we get a metaphor for the children where they're essentially toys, but then they cease to exist along with the Origins characters. So we didn't protect them at all. We didn't save them at all. And obviously we hear from Origins that Samantha says that they've been trapped there forever. Obviously Samantha's part of this reoccurring cycle and she seems to be in the house forever. And then Richtofen greets them later on along with the other characters as the 1.0 souls are collected within the summoning key. So we somehow have to break this cycle, and I think this is what the Super Easter egg is going to be about. We're going to break the cycle. We're going to choose another path. I don't know what that other path is because I can't see us helping the Shadow Man. That would be the logical option. If Dr. Monty is premise failing, if we help Dr. Monty, premise fails because the cycle restarts, and obviously we then don't save the children, so we've failed our mission. We've restarted the cycle. What we did was completely pointless, but I also think we're not going to help the Shadow Man because he's definitely evil as well. And also further evidence why I think that there is this Super Easter egg is because literally within the trailer we saw yellow-eyed zombies and red-eyed zombies. However, on the actual map there was only red-eyed zombies. So at some point someone else gains control of the zombies on Revelations, but it didn't happen within the main Easter egg, so it has to happen within this Super Easter egg. I think Dr. Monty is definitely evil, and I think he's controlling the red-eyed zombies. I don't think it is the APOTHICONs, although it would seem that way since the mystery box is now green on Revelations, but it wasn't within Gorod Krovi, and if the APOTHICONs are controlling the red-eyed zombies, then it would have been within Gorod Krovi. I think Dr. Monty is in control of the zombies, but only in partial control, and the APOTHICONs have some sort of control, as obviously they control the mystery box. But then again, Dr. Monty is helping them out with the power-ups, but you hear Samantha being the announcer, so this makes absolutely no sense. Why is Samantha the announcer? Why is the mystery box green? And why are the eyes red as if it's Dr. Monty in control? Maybe Dr. Monty is indeed hell itself. Maybe is indeed the devil, because we still don't know why the eyes were red on Mob of the Dead. Honestly, the eye color is so confusing right now because the Samantha is not within the MPD as we saw when it was opened within Der Eisendrache, so she's not controlling the yellow-eyed zombies, so we don't know who was controlling the yellow-eyed zombies prior to Gorod Krovi. So from Shadows all the way up to Zetsubo, we don't know who was in control there. So the storyline is really confusing at the moment, but someone else has to take control of the zombies. That is the only way. We need to end this constant loop. I think Dr. Monty and the Shadow Man, they're both evil. That is definitely obvious. Dr. Monty cares more about his perfect world and protecting it more than anything, and he's gotten the kids trapped in this endless loop essentially, and we're not really saving them with the Revelations Easter egg ending. But you can let me know your thoughts on all of this down in the comment section down below. Personally, I think this is going to be the first step for this Super Easter egg. I think we need to get the dead Margwa heart, and then we need to do something else with the dead Margwa heart and on all the other maps as well. But as I said, I think it's only going to be capable for us to do this Super Easter egg once it's out on Xbox and PC. But without further ado, thank you for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe if you're not here for the latest and greatest Black Ops 3 Zombies news information. So anyways, thank you for watching, and bye.